Hello everyone, in this video I will break down this week price action. So let's get started. On the Monday, my bias was bearish and I was targeting this CRT low we have on the daily time frame, and we have also this weekly time frame dealing range and this daily time frame FVG. That's why I was looking for the bearish price action. But we also have one another scenario on the same day, that we have this bullish CSG and this SMT with this daily dealing range. But I prefer this one because it was a cleaner one for me, because we have this range low, this range high, and we swapped this range high. If we close above it, I was looking for the bullish price action. So I was looking for this bearish price action. Then I go to the 4-hour time frame. Here we have this 4-hour CSD. We have this 4-hour CSD and we already tapped into it. But I was looking for a candle range to be purged. I waited for this candle to close and this candle to open. Then I again waited for this candle high range to be purged, and like this. But then it didn't happen, and I again waited. And then in the New York session, I waited for this candle high to purge with this order block as my key level. But again, we did not get the purge, and I stayed risk off on the Mondays. So Monday, there isn't any trade for me. On the next day, so on the Tuesday, we can see we close above bid. So I was looking for the fourth candle to expand lower and hit at least this CRT low, because we closed below it, and also we closed below the 50% of this CRT low, this candle range 50%. Then I was looking for the candle low to be purged. My bias was bearish on that day. So on the 4-hour time frame, we have this base projection, and I was looking for this range to be purged, because it was a clear range on the 1-hour time frame, and I was looking for a KOD sequence on this day. Then we got a SMT with the GPUSD, and I selected this candle as my candle range high, and this was my candle range low. I don't trade in this candle because we already purged the candle low first. That's why I just stayed risk off in this candle and looking for trades to this candle. I go to 15-minute time frame, and then we got this order block confirmation. We got this order block confirmation at the key time also. There is 6:30. It's a good time of purging. We have this SMT. We also have a SMT with this. So I took this SL this week, and then I don't get any maybe good setup. Then again I just risk off for the day. So let's go to the next day. After seeing this closer, this candle closer on the this as my key level, My buy shifted bearish to bullish on the Wednesday, and then I follow the bullish structure on the upwards. I go to the 4-hour time frame and look for any trades if we get. On the Wednesday, price opens here and made the low, and then it's just expand. I waited for this candle low to pulse and look for the bullish trades like this, but price didn't come here and give any trade, and then we hit this draw and we didn't get any trade. Then I was looking for a bearish trade because we again have a SMT with this. I was looking for a retracement to the 50% of this stealing range. But on the 50-minute time frame, if we can look, if we can see, we got this order block, but we didn't get any entry. So on the on Wednesday, I again stayed risk off. There was no trade until the Wednesday. And then on the Thursday, my bias was bullish. I was also having a bearish bias, but I wasn't confident being bearish on the day because we have this rejection block, but we also have this CSD on the bullish side. So I was looking for bullish prices on the day. I wasn't looking for bearish prices, and my target was this. Also, before the session open, I was looking for this range low to purge and look for high prices, but it didn't happen. So I just stayed risk off and didn't look for anything. Then we had this order block and CSD to the upside, and then I select this as my candle range, this 5 a.m. candle, but then I see no confirmation on the lower time frame. Again, I stayed risk off, but we can potentially look for shorts as we have this 4-hour rejection log and this 4-hour CRT also with SMT. So here we can potentially look for bearish prices. I think it was a valid setup. Also, we didn't fully rebalance the dealing range and then we get it. But I was looking for a CSD first to look for any shorts till the 50% of this. But we had this huge reaction and we didn't get the CSD. So I missed this trade and took a trade here. On the next day, my bias was bullish. We have this SMT with the GPSD and and we have rebalanced this dealing range. So on the Friday, my price was bullish, but there was a big news, NFP news. So I just stayed risk off and didn't took any trades, no long, no short. So this week we have two, we have two trades, one win, one loss, and I missed a win trade. I missed this trade and took a loss here. But for me, they both are valid. That's it. I'm closing the week with -1 hour. Let's see in the future. Thanks for watching.